Guys, welcome back to the GSL. I am here with Artosis' stunt double, Torch. Torch, if you're just now joining us, obviously Artosis can't cast the game that he's playing in. Torch was one of the players that did manage to make it to the round of 64, something players like Nazgul Smuffed, Gur could not do. And he's been down here with us at the studio the last few days, so we thought, why the hell not? Let's just have Torch commentate with me rather than having me, talk to myself.
I got to keep the seat nice and torchy for Artosis.
You got to keep it nice and warm so he gets back. So Artosis did manage to get through the round of 64. A lot of people have been asking, was Artosis good? You know how to do it. Artosis is very good at StarCraft 2, actually. If you talk to this guy, he is literally, in my experience, the smartest person to talk to about StarCraft 2. Him, and then the other people I can think of is Idra, my brother, Day9, and Smuffed. I mean, those are the people that when I talk to, I just think, wow, you guys are so smart.
So much passion for the game and the ability to talk to other good players like Idra and you and just figure out all these new builds that people haven't exactly figured out yet.
Yeah, especially in this game that's like so new and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So Artosis, he's a member of MYM. I'm sure if you're into esports at all outside Korea, you know MYM. They're a pretty big, important team. Meet your makers. Just like I'm a member of Team EG, Evil Geniuses. I'm actually a pretty nice guy, but I'm on a
debatable.
Yeah, I'm a nice man with average intelligence, but I'm on Team EG, Evil Geniuses. So of course, Artosis and me, we wanted to represent kind of non-Korean teams, which is one of the reasons why we picked that. And we feel like those are the best teams for us. So, we know the MYM guys are watching. And, being a non-Korean, I think we can kind of
Oh, yeah, but we want to see more non-Korean.
Now, he's against Next FreeSaGA. Next FreeSaGA is pretty good. This side of the bracket is actually the hardest with Tester in it, Artosis. I believe TLO is in the side of the bracket as well. So.
Yeah, if Artosis wins this game here against Next FreeSaGA, the Protoss player, he will actually have to face Tester.
Tester, yeah.
Right after this.
So
one of the best Protoss in the world, if not the best.
Yeah. So it looks like we're going to have to see a lot of high-level play. Now, remember, Zerg is having a hard time right now. That's just factually correct. Statistics do line up with that. I play Terran, and I do find it very easy to face off against a Zerg. I think Protoss has a little bit of an edge over the Zerg, but not quite the same as Terran. There's just so much stuff that Terran can do to Zerg.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, it's just like, there's like 10 or 11 different solid builds you can do. Now, with Protoss, the problem is there's a lot of tricks Protoss can do to stop the Zerg from engaging or getting expansions. Also, these all-in warp gate rushes are deadly. They're really deadly, especially if you're in a location where you have a hatchery that has, let's say, over 200 degrees that you have to cover, with spine crawlers and stuff. I mean, it's just very difficult. So Artosis has not had a lot of time to practice. He was playing like a lunatic. Like, this guy was so white he hadn't seen the sun. I was getting worried about it before the GSL started. But now, we've been busy trying to make this show for you guys. So, I'm really excited. So I think we're going to introduce Artosis in a minute here. By the way, that his blazer fits you quite well.
I am wearing his blazer, too. I'm keeping that warm as well as the seat.
That's right. All right, let's look at him. Oh, yeah. Whoa, you were so handsome.
He did a really nice job with that makeup. Oh, and very nice smirk on his face right there.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Crowd's cheering for him. He's liking that. He's enjoying sitting in this booth. Now, he was a player for WCG, wasn't he?
Yeah, he represented the United States at WCG.
So he's got a lot of tournament experience.
Showing a little bit of personality in that booth. I actually asked him in the subway, I'm like, so are you nervous? He's like, I really don't care, man. I haven't actually had enough practice. I really want to win, but I have not had enough practice. But honestly, Artosis is a really talented player.
Absolutely.
He's known for bad mannering.
Bad mannering and
on the
complaining
internet
about Imba.
Yeah, and whenever he loses a game, he just says, I can't believe if you had any dignity, you wouldn't play this race. And then he leaves the game. But honestly, he's to be totally honest, he's actually the funniest person I've ever met.
And a really nice guy.
As
you can see right there. Just
and we see, we got a quick shot of that. Yeah. I got my sign here, too, for my Artosis fan sign as well. So take a look at that. So, of course, we are hoping to see Artosis win this. But if not, that's fine. You know.
If not, we'll just have to root for FreeSaGA against Tester next week.
That's right. That's right. So, yeah, the map is Blistering Sands. Now, what you got to watch out for on this map is the rocks.
Yes, the backdoor rocks.
Yes.
Very infamous since the beginning of before beta came out. There was a video from the Blizzard employees playing on this map.
Yeah.
Showing the different things that you can do with the map editor, and rocks being one of them. How does it really change the strategies that happen because of the map?
Well, because if you four-gate, let's say you do a four warp gate rush, you can actually attack the rocks, make them pick up their spine crawlers, move them to the back, and then just go into their expansion.
And crawler is definitely a good term there because it takes them forever to reroute.
It should be called sloth spine crawlers. They're just so slow. So you can really abuse that. Now, if we get to the late game, it's pretty awesome because the map is going to be cut in half. And controlling the Xel'Naga Watchtower is also very important. So a lot of this is going to be about how does Protoss handle the early game, and can Artosis defend well. So MYM Artosis, check out MYM's website. It's MyMYM. They're supporting esports. They got a great lineup. They got a good, solid team. Now, Artosis' style, he's highly intelligent. His macro at times can suffer in the late game. I think that's his biggest weakness. But his micro is good. And
unfortunately, with StarCraft 2, because of a lot of the timings haven't been figured out, and the defenses for those timing attacks aren't there, we don't see quite as many late-game games as you do from StarCraft 1. So maybe that will prove to be in Artosis' favor.
Yeah, that's a very good point. That could turn out to be the case. Also, Artosis doesn't really get nervous like a lot of these guys. He's actually been like doing esports for like 11 years.
He loves it, as you could see with the way he was in that booth.
All right, here's our map lineup. Now, Lost Temple, Artosis is not crazy about that map or Blistering Sands. Metalopolis, he feels like he can win on. He's already said so.
Oh, he can definitely win on all of them. It's just going to be exactly how he does it.
You know what's funny is I was with Artosis when we were deciding what maps to strike, because GumTV called, and he said, all right, I want Xel'Naga Caverns and Delta Quadrant. And right when he hung up the phone, he said, oh my god, I forgot about Kulash Ravine. He said, oh no, I totally forgot. I wanted to get rid of that map, but luckily it's not in here, even though you could see that was not one of the maps that was struck here by next FreeSaGA. Scrap Station here and Desert Oasis are going to be the maps that he is going to be eliminating. So
both of them eliminating one of the maps from the pre-qualifiers, actually. Yep. So maybe they didn't have the best of luck on those maps in the qualification tournament, just don't want to think about it for the future.
Yeah. Well, Artosis is mostly just afraid of getting killed off early. I mean, his late game is pretty solid. And he's a smart guy. I mean, I genuinely mean that when I say he's one of the smartest people you can ever talk to about StarCraft. And I know a lot of smart people. We're going to get this started. Let's see who wins. All right, my computer didn't crash this time. That's good. Here's Artosis, but first we're going to take a look down here next.
Next FreeSaGA.
Next FreeSaGA. Sounds like we've got the announcer from Street Fighter 4 before the expansion. Here's Artosis.
Artosis. And yeah, right there.
I don't know if you guys can hear that at home, but we just got a great cheer for Daniel Fighting. And we're also going to be cheering for him as well, although we should be a little bit impartial as casters.
No, I don't care. He's got to win this. I want my little nerd mercenary to take him out. But here we see from the Protoss, after this pylon finishes, that's when he's going to chrono boost. Now note, pylon on high ground, not pylon on low ground here. So that means we're not necessarily going to see a fast expo. Of course, fast expo not that good, because of the destructible rocks here on this map. You get a back door.
You also notice that FreeSaGA is building his pylon towards the entrance to his base instead of next to his nexus.
Yeah.
Is this something you see very commonly in a PvZ to try to prevent encirclings to run by, or is it?
It's basically because during the beta, so many people were sending lings and actually just getting up the ramp that kind of like the solution Terran had in StarCraft 1 is like, well, let's just wall in with my depots. We're seeing that here with the Protosses. They'll make a gateway here and then a cybernetics core here, And then there's one Zealot can just block in this little area right over here. Here is next FreeSaGA, chasing the drone, even though obviously Artosis does not have the minerals to make an expansion yet. He scouts him. Now, a lot of this game is going to be dictated by if the Protoss decides to go for an expansion or do some kind of hardcore all-in warp gate.
But he is also getting the Cybernetics core very early, so he's not doing any sort of heavy Zealot play or a fast expansion with maybe a Forge like you are starting to see a little bit in PvZ.
He tickles gas. That's a smart move here. That makes the warp gate much less effective because you don't have as many sentries and stalkers, so you can't be force fielded as much.
You also notice that FreeSaga's built a pylon near his destructible rocks.
Yes.
A lot of players do this with any building that they're not really going to be using too much, just to spot and know if the back door is starting to be attacked. Because if you lose that back door without knowing it, they can just run in and take out your entire worker line.
I'm really excited to see Artosis play into this game. I've known Artosis for, I think, like a decade now. We've been playing against each other for so long. We've eliminated each other from tournaments. When he first came out here to Korea, I've been out here in Korea a little bit longer than him, but I love showing him around. He's honestly the funniest person I've ever met, and he gets so mad when he loses. It's so funny. But he came out here. Add him on Twitter. He's at Artosis. Him and me made that handsome nerd site. Check that out as well. Clothing for you guys, esports related, and.
As you can see, the Handsome Nerd just put down his hatchery, so that's a 22 supplies hatchery?
Yeah.
Pretty common, but we're seeing
common.
3 gates coming out from the Protoss player. Is this going to be a sign of early aggression, or is this a pretty standard play?
I think it's going to be a sign of early aggression, but I don't know how effective that aggression is going to be. And to be honest, sorry, I had a light glare on my screen for a second. I couldn't see anything. I don't know why he's not actually attacking this extractor. This kind of stuff makes my brain hurt. All right, see these guys? These are attacking units. This probe should be mining minerals here. I don't know what's going on with that.
Well, I believe the issue is he's only got a Sentry and a Zealot out right now, and if you can see, Artosis has the Zergling right outside of
he's trying to bait him.
Base. So if the Sentry went to attack the extractor, then the Zealot would be there alone and not actually be able to fight against the Zergling.
Yeah. However, I think priority-wise, it's much more important to get this, because this one Zergling's not going to kill the gateway. So I think now he realizes it. All right, here we go. We got drones. Artosis droning up. Artosis represented the United States, actually, for StarCraft 1 at WCG. He's beaten. He's a really well-respected player. If you've ever played StarCraft 1, you know who he is. He's trained with everybody.
He was a Terran player in StarCraft 1, right? And he
right.
made the transition over to Zerg in
Yeah.
StarCraft 2, much like Hydra. You see a lot of the top players at the early stages of the beta moving to the Zerg race, as it was one of the earlier races to be figured out to a greater extent. So players that have like a lot of mechanical skill saw a huge potential with Zerg.
Yeah, that's absolutely right. They picked it based up their mechanical skill. Looks like we're going to see an expansion here, unless I'm mistaken. And he is going to expand. That's an interesting choice. Probably smarter than actually doing a warp gate rush here. Because honestly, is he actually going to attack now?
If you notice, Artosis actually does not have much of an army right now. All he's got is those spine crawlers and a queen to defend his base.
Yeah.
So if FreeSaGA were to go in the back door, as we were talking about before, he might be able to do some significant damage if those spine crawlers can move over to defend quickly enough.
Let's see here. He does wall in with his buildings here while he's moving these units around the map. Now
is that a full wall in, or is he able to sneak some guys through there?
No, I think this is actually tight.
Wow.
Not just like, oh, damn, that's tight. Like, it's actually like you can't get through there. So he's going to warp gate rush here. Now, remember, he spent a lot of money on this Nexus here and this stuff, so he doesn't quite have... It's not like he's going to go for 5 warp gates. And you can see here, Artosis not going to budge. He's fully aware of the possibility of the rocks being attacked. Are we going to see...
But also, as you can see here, you're saying the warp gate's coming in as he's expanding. So a lot of players, what they'll do is they'll go out with that strong force to poke, but it's really just a distraction to move into the late game with their expansion.
Yeah.
If you can do the damage and you get that window, then you can win right there, but that's not really the goal.
He's going to go down trying to take out these rocks. Artosis is looking like he's in pretty good shape. He's got a good amount of roaches. Let's see the unit counting station. He's got, what, 12 roaches, 16 lings. He does have spine crawlers. He can move queens here to defend. He may just try to take out the rocks and retreat, though. No.
No, he's moving up there.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
This is not good for the Protoss player. Zerg has quite a few units.
Oh, I don't know if he should have done that at all. Oh, no! He's going to get...
Oh, he's going to lose all those
Oh,
zealots.
my God.
Possibly some of the sentries. The Stalkers are getting surrounded by Zerglings. This is not looking good for the Protoss player. Artosis is doing a great job here.
It's my little nerd mercenary taking kids out. Okay, he's upgrading.
If he can take out this pylon, it's going to be very difficult for the Protoss player to get any reinforcements in, as the only place for him to warp in is actually outside of his own rocks.
Yeah, look at this. He actually got to destroy his own rocks to get back inside of his base because he's walled himself out. That's kind of funny. Now Artosis, he did destroy the... Oh, no, he did not destroy the rocks down here. I need to tell them to turn on the light, actually, on my screen. I have such a glare. We got Artosis looking pretty good. He did deflect that attack. Hydras are now out.
And a second expansion coming up from Artosis at the bottom expansion. The
Right
Protoss
here.
player might see this, though, and this is really close to the production of the Protoss player.
Is he going to spot it?
He's going to get the Zelnaga Tower, but that does not give
I don't
vision.
believe that gives you vision of
It's
this.
just outside of the vision for the Zelnaga Tower.
Okay, roaches. This pro better get out of there.
No, he actually does see the expansion going up, so he knows what's going on. Artosis
Oh, he's
is
got to
in
be
a
careful.
bit of a sticky situation here.
Meanwhile,
The Immortal is out.
we got a fake Phoenix out here scouting just to see what's going on here. And I believe, let's see here, for as far as what's being produced, he is upgrading Burrow right now. Now, burrowed roaches are very strong. He does have an observer, but you can unburrow the roaches right on top of their army. That actually forces them to reorganize, so you can do additional damage.
Not only that, but you also get they regenerate their health a lot faster too, right?
Do you remember how ridiculous the roach was in the beta?
Oh my god,
Oh my
2
God.
armor, 1 supply.
I remember being rushed by 7 roaches every time. I'm like, oh god, oh god, oh god, here they come, here they come. Like,
The entire Terran strategy had to be produced to defend against that. But the Hydras are coming out, as you were saying.
the Hydras deal a lot of damage. These are not like StarCraft 1 Hydras. I mean, these guys
They attack so
fast, and they deal so much damage. They're expensive too. That's why you need the roaches in the front with them. Now Protoss, double robo. It's a double robo. It looks like it's gonna be a triple robo.
Triple
all the way.
robo.
Triple robo all the way.
Ooh. Not all the way, though, because he's only on 2 bases. You're not going to have enough gas to support 3 robotics facilities.
You can't use the gateways. I mean, that's for sure.
He's producing Immortals and Colossus at the same time.
He's going to send an Overlord in here, and he's going to see it just in time. Your life was not in vain. Your death was not in vain, I guess you could say. So Artosis is going to get a Spire up here. He's
going to get a Spire. And he destroyed the rocks in the bottom gold expansion.
Where's that Spire? There it is. No, that's an infestation pit. It says somewhere he's making a Spire. Oh, it's up here. It's up here. Yeah, I'm going to tell him to turn on that light. I can't see anything on the screen on the creep. He's got a Colossus out, though. This could do a lot of damage. This angle is not very good for Artosis. Artosis not with a ton of units. He does have Burrow, but there is an Observer in the game.
And the Thermal Lances are almost done for the Protoss player. Once he gets those, he can do a lot of damage.
He gets the Observer. There's also a change. There's also a Changeling here. Artosis did not spot.
So he killed the Observer and dropped his roaches in the ground. Now you can use that, as you were saying before, to go underneath the Protoss army, but it also makes it much harder to scout for the Protoss to see exactly how big your army is and know when to attack.
Spire's not done. He needs to get his Spire out, though, fast. Take out the Colossuses.
There's only 1 Colossus out right now. 2 more, one more is building.
Is there an Observer here? There's one.
There's one Observer. You can see these roaches under the ground. Oh, that's not good for Artosis. Just lost an Overlord, but that shouldn't be too bad.
All right, he's got the Burrow. He escapes back out with the Burrow. The hatchery is under threat here. The Observer, you can see right here. If he can snipe that, he can get under the army and take him out.
The Force Fields just went down, but they're going up again. Just make sure that the Hydralisk cannot get to the army, so they're not doing anything other than running around. The roaches are doing so much damage.
Immortals really handing it to these roaches here. Excuse me.
Those Immortals with their hardened shields are taking a lot of damage before going down, doing what they need to do. Artosis lost most of his army here. He's going to lose this hatchery.
I think he's going to lose this game at this point in time.
The Corruptors are out, though. Maybe he could be able to do some damage with them.
Yeah, he should have waited for those Corruptors to get out. Because, of course, you know, it's not just those Immortals that are doing all the damage. It's actually the
Stalkers, the Sentries, and everything else.
And the Colossus specifically. He should have. It almost would have been more worth it to sack the expansion, because he's going to go non-stop Colossus Immortal with some Observer support here.
And while Artosis did get up that expansion much earlier and was on a better economy throughout most of the game, he's lost more than half or more than double the units, and he's forced to GG.
Wow, GG.
Oh man,
Artosis. Whoa, that guy is like, he's going to need to be breathing in a paper bag in a second.
Sponsored by Coke.
Coca-Cola, yeah. Well, he's got to be feeling pretty good about that. Artosis, of course, a little bit out of shape here. I got to say, Artosis knew what went wrong there. He shouldn't have attacked. He should have waited for the Corruptors. He should have probably gone for the gold base, actually.
And as you can see on his face, he's realizing what he did wrong, and hopefully he's recollecting himself for the second game. The second game being on Lost Temple is a very interesting map with a lot of different places for the Zerg to expand to, but also those cliffs that make the Colossus even stronger.
Well, I think the mistake, I can't stop thinking about it. I think the biggest mistake was really, like, why expand to that location that's so close? I mean, you can get there so quickly, you have no way to flank. And
it's easy for the Protoss to scout. He just went up to that Xel'Naga tower with one probe and was able to see what was going on.
Yeah, I think that was a myopic decision that he had back there. That there was no way that's going to pan out well in the late game, because, look, the Protoss walled in his expansion, right?
Yep.
So he's going to have a very hard time expanding up.
And reinforcing. So you can do a lot of counterattack and stuff. So the gold expansion would have been better, but people make mistakes. Good luck, Artosis. I'll bring my sign back up here. But we've also had a lot of comebacks in this tournament so far, so we can definitely continue to cheer for Artosis and see what he's about to do in this second game.
Yeah. All right, we're starting this, so get ready. Can Artosis make it?